Hi, I want to make a video on the subject of purpose and difficulty. How we find, we always get pissed off at, oh crap, another difficult situation. And this is a kind of a very vague thing that I was thinking about, and I don't know if I'm necessarily going to be able to quite remember exactly how I was thinking about this idea, but it's also how we look at the things that make us so angry. It's about some reflection when you realize, okay, this is making me angry, but it's the thing that's giving me some kind of function. Obviously, there's no way we can avoid these situations. They're inevitable. There's something going to happen, and they're inevitable in the fact that they're happening right now. They're proving their existence by the very fact that they're happening, but something's going to inevitably happen, and it's inevitably going to be something that's going to cause at least some adversity. There's no way we can really avoid adversity. It's something that we're going to have to experience. Regardless, because that's the game that we're in. No matter how much, that goes back to the point zero sum. Not only that, but also the fact that we're trying to make the game as fair as possible. We can't make it all the way fair. It's about making the game as fair as possible, but we can't. And there's obviously going to always be some kind of competition. There's always going to be some kind of thing or hurdle to overcome. There's never going to be a flat-out game winner. Only one winner. Yeah, you won with looking at all the people on the battlefield that you slaughtered horribly and are sitting there bleeding and drowning in their own blood and spit and vomit just so you can win. That goes to the point you can win. Woo, I won. Good for you. Well, look at all what is lost. Look what all was lost because you won. You loser. You're a winner, but you made the game a loser. You won. Yeah, winning is negative. Losing Winning causes so much negative, and losing, if you're willing to lose to let the person who means so much to win, I guess that means it's a good thing, right? But losing sucks and winning sucks because that means other people have to lose as well. Like tournaments, and you have to have you're standing on top of a pile of losers and dead bodies, not only necessarily dead or in pain, but necessarily possibly in pain because they lost psychologically at least. But you're standing on a bunch of losers. For what reason? So you can win, to try to win again. I'm on top. Let me climb down to climb another one. And you want to keep winning, and winning is an insidious thing because you want to win to create a bunch of losers, and that's how you win. That's how the win means so much. It takes more losers for the win to mean so much more, but the winning means nothing. The win's a lose, and the lose is a lose. So you're either a loser or you're a winner, and you lost because you caused so much losers. So what does that mean? I mean, what does that mean? It doesn't. It means that you're losing. It's a lose-lose game. It's a lose-lose game. It's a lose-lose game, motherfucker. I'm sorry to say it, but that's the truth. There's no way to avoid it. You can be in denial. You won, but just because you're not experiencing the pain of being a loser doesn't mean that there aren't losers. It exists out there in the world. I'm sorry. And I'm one of them, but that's besides the point. I might be a winner, I don't know. Who knows, right? Okay. The purpose of difficulty and deprivation. So obviously we thrive on deprivation. That's duh, okay. And difficulty, and I guess it's about a little reflection, like I mentioned before. You realize, okay, I'm getting angry at this. What can you be angry at? It goes back to that idea of what can you find reason to be angry at? Other than the fact that the anger exists or whatever difficulty or adversity you may be overcoming, it relies on that difficulty. And the difficulty is going to be one way or another. And there's no way you can avoid the fact that it's going to exist. And that's the facts of reality and the open-ended, very complex nature of existence. It's a scripted game. If you recorded it, you would record from beginning to end, and it'd be a movie. You're just experiencing the movie right now while it's being made. You view life as a new experience every day, but if you were videotaping it and you went back to watch it, it'd be just like any other movie, only a very long one. And you just watch it over and over again. You watch it again, and it's like, oh, I've seen this before. It's getting kind of boring. If you lived a million years and you saw the same old life over and over again, your life's, say, 100 years, and then you watch it over and over again, it means very little by the end. It's just another movie at that point. So yeah, life is a scripted game. It's going to lead to a movie in the end, and that's the thing. If you can make a movie out of it, it was scripted. Reality created the script. It happened a certain way. It was going to happen that way regardless because it already happened. Can't you see how that works? I don't think it's really hard to understand how that works. And the fact that we can't avoid having an effect on the environment and how we work. The fact I understand that we only react a certain way because something else caused us to interact or act a certain way. I mean, that's the way reality works. We can't do anything to avoid it. Something happens, and that's the tool for which we can understand the fact that something works. If you can't necessarily understand that things are going to happen a certain way, because that's the very fundamental nature of existence and determinism, and the fact that things are going to happen a certain way, you can move however you want, but the movement was inevitable. If you can't just understand that, and you can make a script out of it because you can videotape it and look back, that was what's going to happen. It didn't happen until it happened, but it was inevitable that it was going to happen that way eventually, because every interaction cause and effect led up to that moment. Someone does something, it has an effect on you. You couldn't go to the doctors today, therefore that has an effect on you. It was inevitable because that was going to happen based on all the different interactions that happened before it leading up to you, and the later interactions you're going to have an effect on. And that's how the game works. Sorry, end of story. I'm sorry. What can I say? We're stuck. It's a lose-lose game, like I mentioned. You're either a loser or a winner, but you made everyone else lose. So a loser is not responsible for any other losers. They just happen to be a victim of losing. While the winner is directly responsible for all the losers out there. I mean, they're the end game. They're the pinnacle. They're the ones, you look at them and they're the reason why all these other people are dead. And you're just like, is that really worth it? I can't even get to the top now. They're so up there. And they're going to come down here. I can't go up there, but they can come down. And they're going to come down anyway. So what the fuck is the point anyway? I mean, it just seems all very kind of silly. I see no point going up there. They're already up there. And I can't get up there anyway. And they're going to come down anyway. What's the point? There's no point. And they're going to go over to that next mountain, creating a bunch of losers on the way up as well. So it just seems kind of silly and pointless in the end. So it just doesn't make any sense. Whatever. But like I was mentioning, back to the whole difficulty thing and having a purpose. I mean, I guess I went on a kind of a tangent there, but I can't remember exactly what I was thinking. But just think about the purpose of difficulty and deprivation. You look at what you're doing in the situation and how you're experiencing life, and you look at it and you see exactly, you get angry, you get frustrated, you view it, but you realize that that's what's needed for you to experience what you're feeling. It goes back to the same idea, but there was something in my head and my perception that was causing a little bit of a different interaction, chemical reaction. But I guess it's something that I can't necessarily put my finger on because it's been a week since I wrote these down. Yeah, but that's the basic idea. Yeah. Distinction, what? No. The purpose of difficulty and deprivation. So yes, the basic idea, you need the negative to create the purpose. And like I mentioned, the 1-2 step thing as well. The purpose is to make the one step to avoid the negative. So it's those 2 steps. The purpose of difficulty, and I mean, at least I went over the losing side and winning side thing again. That is a very important thing to realize, because that's exactly what this game is predicated upon, is winners and losers. And the losers aren't responsible, they're just losers, but they can't win now because they're already losers. And the winner caused these losers, and the winner is just a loser in the end because he was so much of a loser. So the losers just lose, and the winner's just a lose. It's lose, 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 the end. Unfortunately. Okay, enough of a downer on that. So yeah, just a lose-lose situation. So yeah, you look at this and it's a challenge. I guess it's a challenge. I can't wait to fight another challenge, another difficult challenge. Something that gives my life purpose is this challenge, something to fight for, something to fight against, an uphill battle. But the uphill battle is painful and annoying and frustrating, but it can't function any other way. And that's a way I can understand and rationalize exactly what's going on. But I can make a difference because I'm in the game right now. And the difference hasn't been made in the deterministic future that will inevitably happen until it's happened. So you're still in the game making your decisions. But that doesn't change the fact that the interactions that have affected you are not going to affect you, because they're exactly the thing that are going to make you react the way you're going to react. Inside and outside, and the effect you have on the outside and on the inside. And everyone else, and back and forth. Every interaction that's existing. There's no way to avoid that. It's the way reality works. Unfortunately, it's the way reality works. So the purpose of a challenge, the difficulty, finding something difficult, the uphill battle. But the obviously doesn't mean much because it's an uphill battle. You're going up to go right back down. There's only up and down. And you can only go up so much. And you just create one more little foot to make the 0, and you go right back down. You've never reached the 0 anyway. You go up, go down. Just create a higher mountain. That's fine. You're never going to reach the sky, the end. You're just going to keep on going up and down and never reach the limit. And it's an up and down. You're going to go up to come down. If there's a down after the up, that means it's generally speaking a 0 sum, because you're going right back to where you started. Not only that, it's based on the 0 as well. So yeah, the purpose of challenge, difficulty, living those experiences, being aware of those experiences, and recognizing exactly why you're doing what you're doing, why you're reacting, why you're perceiving, and how you have to understand that everything you're perceiving, your psychology itself and the interactions you have are the things that give your life meaning, and there's no way to avoid that meaning because it's always an uphill battle in existence until obviously you reach the 0 sum. So life always has a meaning until you die. It only has a meaning so you can die, because it doesn't have a meaning any other way to. It has no other meaning other than to avoid the negative. That's the only meaning it has. So that's the ultimate meaning. And that's the meaning that you're constantly battling until you, like I mentioned, no longer exist. So yeah, purpose of challenge, difficulty, and deprivation. If I can remember anything else on this subject I was thinking about before, I'll mention it in another video, but until then, this is all I have. If you can at least understand what I'm saying, that'd be useful. So yes, thank you, and until next time, bye.